sense at all, right? I agree with that. But he's way beyond our thinking, is what I understand. So we can't look at his because he knows how dominoes fall, how they're going to act, and all that. So I try not to think too much about how God thinks, why God does what he does. I just haven't got an idea of it. But as far as that goes with the tree in the garden, here's what God did. He created the Garden of Eden, and he told Adam and Eve, he goes, listen, you guys can do whatever you want. Now, remember, at this time here, there was no sin in the world, and they didn't know bad from good or anything else, but they didn't have anything at that time also to be envious of or jealous. I mean, everything was brand new to them. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't have the things we have in the world now. So all God said was, you can do anything, have anything you want, which was not much. They didn't have TV or anything else. So they just had fellowship with themselves, fellowship with God, taking care of the garden, fellowshipping with the animals. And it's very possible that the animals did talk back then. You know what I mean? Because when sin entered the world and everything got changed, the animal's nature was changed as well. So when you look at it like that, you say, okay, God says you can do anything you want in the garden, but just do not eat this one tree. That's all I'm asking. But he did that not just because you could say, oh, that was a really wrong test for them to do. But he was just saying, hey, I didn't even know that you guys are going to be obedient to me, that you're going to be everything else. But he wasn't going and asking them to do a whole lot. All he said was one thing. Out of everything in the world they had, he says, just do not eat of this tree. But he gave them everything they could ever want, right? Mm-hmm. So then here comes the snake. And the snake knew if that's the only sin, that's the only thing God told them to do, was not to eat of that tree. They had no desire to eat of that tree. They weren't even thinking about the tree. They would walk by and wave at it maybe, I guess, but they just didn't even think about the tree. Now the snake comes along like Satan does, and he knows that the tree is the thing that's going to destroy it all, right? Mm-hmm. And so he convinces Eve to eat the apple, eat the fruit or whatever. He says, look, he goes, God's telling you that not to eat it, that you'll die. You're not going to die. You'll just be smarter. You'll be like a god. He just told her all these things. Mm-hmm. And she looked at the tree and says, well, if it's all that kind of stuff, I'm sure God has his reasons, but I don't see why I can't go ahead and eat this. And then she just believed what he said. And then she got the fruit and she tasted it and oh, this is good. I'm still alive. I'm not dead. So then she gives it to Adam. And then not long after Adam ate it, then they both realized, oh my God, I'm naked. Oh my God. And their spiritual, their innocence, their goodness, whatever, it all died. That's what he talked about when God said, you'll surely die. That's what he was talking about, is their innocence dying. And now they have because at that point beforehand, they could live forever. Mm-hmm. There was no death or anything else. Now they put by eating that they just destroyed themselves. They condemned themselves. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so at this point here, God's like, okay, I asked you not to eat this. You listen to something else rather than me, the one who created you, the one who gave you all this. Instead of listening to me, you listen to the snake. And so now I can't trust you. I can't believe in you or anything else. And so I'm going to put you out in the garden. Out of the garden you go. You can't have all this stuff anymore. Now, if you want to eat, you're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to grow it. You're going to have to do these things. Now things are going to be hard because you couldn't do what I asked. You got to do it this way. Okay? Mm-hmm. So that's where it got all hard and everything else. So you're right. When